Hey everybody, we're back with more Pokemon Clover. And you know what I realized? Is that I never talked about why we took the break.
Bruh.
And I guess we'll explain at the end of this episode. But for a teaser of why, we have new party members that are entirely new Pokemon. We will be talking more about these Pokemon at the end of the episode to save time. This is because we have so many, we actually do need to save it for the end of the episode. So first off, we have Big Booty Goth Girl joining us. She is a great sweeper with Dark and Steel typing, basically being awesome. And she was IV and nature bred. This starts a whole new trend I'll explain when we get into the gym. Second joining us is Nice Cut G, who is also IV bred and also nature bred. He also has a new ability to talk about, Blade Master. It says powers up sword-based moves, and while that is true, it forgets to leave out the fact that this also means sword-based moves have a +1 crit chance. So, Night Slash, Cut, and Psycho Cut all will have a higher crit chance. Finally, you may notice that Astolfo is a little different. This is because we actually bred up Astolfo into a better Astolfo. Yep. We really got rid of Astolfo and replaced him with his own son. But on the bright side, that meant getting Shell Trap, so Astolfo's descendant joins our party. To show you what a difference Astolfo 69 is from just regular Astolfo, keep in mind that Astolfo is only 3 levels off and isn't EV trained, isn't IV trained, but Astolfo 69 is. Astolfo 69 is basically going to be our greatest tank ever. This Pokemon is quite literally going to be unbreakable. Quite like the original Astolfo. Enough of that though. Let's get on to the gym. Hey, champ in the making. Have this. And he gives us a water as usual. I hope you brought your dancing shoes, because you'll be spinning on the floor a lot. Dance to the rhythm. Oh boy, another one of these. You know what that means, folks. It's save state time. Oh god, didn't you miss my inability to do these puzzles? We'll be right back. Alright, now that we've set up a save state and I've made sure that I remember kind of everything, looks like you're making good progress in our gym. But hold up for now and check them. Psychic Bale wants to battle, and he has a Dubus. He actually has a new Pokemon for us to talk about, Fontaba. Now, if Unknown got a bit more love, it would feel a lot like Fontaba. It's a bit tanky, and it has actually access to TM moves. However, we will not get to see that because Fontaba is very disappointing. Were you impressed by my repeating integers? Yeah, I can't get those actually. Alright, let's see here. I see the dankest memes. Lots of bikers too. Now I say you, so you know what to do. And I think to myself, Burglar Lewis wants to battle. He's got Spook here. I believe that we haven't talked about this little guy here. He's like Spookster, except higher attack, and Big Booty Goth GF does not like the Pokemon that are weak to Dark. But yeah, higher attack, and overall, just, that's kind of it. He's pretty basic. Oh my god, Jimmy G's leveled up. That's actually shocking considering the fact that most of the time the soft cap for a level up is the gym leader's highest Pokemon, and this one's is 45. It is cut in half, I believe, the experience rate. It's like cut in half or 1/10 or something. It's very difficult to level up if you're higher level than the gym leader's highest level Pokemon. What a wonderful battle! How many times will people mistake me for someone else? I am not a cyclist, and I definitely haven't been on the moon. I don't know where to step here, but this one feels wrong. Yep. Yep, so that can happen. We can sneak past that guy. This will be a thriller fight. I'm hoping that I don't get hit with copyright. Rocker Jackson wants to battle. And he has a Cheezetta. Hee hee. Let's have fun in Neverland. The cops will never find us there. Hee hee. Surrender yourself to the GETs, my friend, and you too can unlock the powers within you. Oh my god. I forgot to talk to that guy, so that's why I talked to him again. Up. Well, we do need to heal up, so we'll be right back. You may also be asking, what happens if we head this way? Beware, trainer. We are ahead of you. Guitarist Kurt wants to battle. And he's got a Douster. This is actually a new Pokemon, I believe. The evolution of Deemdow is this hunter-looking guy. He fights a lot like Gengar, and is 4 times weak to Dark due to his Ghost and Psychic typing. Unfortunate. Ooh, Big Booty Golf Girl's trying to learn Pain Split. Ooh. Yeah, we'll pass. That was a mind-blowing match. I hope Freddy turns down the volume of the music, or my head will explode. Yeah, Clover, Jesus. Looks like down is the wrong direction. So let's go down. Looks like down is the wrong direction. So let's go this way. Turns out that's also the wrong direction, so let's go this way. I believe... Nope. We haven't gone this way. Get the fuck out of here! Rocker Lars wants to battle. He has a Lossalif. This is a new Pokemon to talk about, and my god is it horrifyingly strong. If your Bucket Lee has a Moonstone on it, it will evolve into this, and my god. This thing is like if Metagross had a defensive utility. It is basically just made to be a wall, and fortunately for us, Big Booty Golf Girl does not respect walls. That thing can be very annoying very fast. The not giving a fuck meter is as far into the red zone as ever before. I'm just sitting here, trying not to be unhappy. I feel that. Which one of these will be right? Well... we'll know now. It was that one. I'll have you know I've summoned over 87 succubi. Damn. It's still no bitches. Psychic Daler has a Fontaba. Yeah, they do have different forms like Unknown, I will say, and unfortunately, they do not like change around stats or anything, so Fontaba is just basically like Unknown itself. It's a little useless. No, really, I have. I could do it right now, but I don't feel like it. No, bitches! Well, it looks like we're in kind of a pickle here. Let's go up. Up. I think both of these are wrong, so I'm going the wrong path. Yep, I went the wrong path. Oh, there we go. Alright, we want to get up to Freddy. And I know that one of these is the wrong tile. I read the news today, oh boy, about a Pokemon named A Lamau. Guitarist Lennon wants to battle, and he has a wifeman. Ouch! Please don't hurt me. Ouch, 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 ouch. I'm reading a good book in my free time. It's called The Catcher in the Rye. I'm reading a good book too, actually. I'm actually so afraid of messing this up that I've save stated, and I'm looking at all the tiles. Okay, it is this one. Alright, we're at Freddy, but first I'm gonna equip 2 berries that I have. So first we equipped Big Booty Goth Girl with the Expert Belt, because, I mean, like, obviously, there's this thing called Night Slash, and we're gonna be using it a lot. Next, we equip Nice Cut G with the Razor Claw, because if we boost Night Slash here, with Blade Master, we get +2, and then if we boost it again with the Razor Claw, we get +3, and then we gave Astolfo 69 the leftovers, because it's the leftovers. How we got these items will be explained after the battle. I always knew I was a star, and now the rest of the world seems to agree with me. Agreed enough to bring me back to life to keep me rocking. But even as just a hologram spirit, me and my Pokemon will rock as hard as ever. The reason we're successful, darling? My overall charisma, of course. Don't stop me now! Are you ready, Freddy? Because I sure as hell am. That's right, Freddy here is our battle. And he is a psychic leader, and he starts off with his A Lamau. This thing will set up screens, and you may be thinking, oh, it's holding Eviolite, I'll use knockoff. It's holding a Light Clay, so you can take it out with any dark move. I prefer Night Slash. And, yeah. Now he doesn't have his screens up, so he can't use his awesome tanks, such as Wifeman. Wifeman is a threat. She might kill Big Booty Goth Girl if she lives this Night Slash. I really hope she... Oh. Yep, because she's packing Aura Sphere. A one-hit kill. Not shocked because Naive Nature kind of lowers my special defense. Sending in Nice Cut G, who is our second in line to take down Freddy. The literal game plan with Freddy was literally just using Night Slash. Oh, Minecraft leveled up, that's nice. His second in command, basically, his second ace, is his Gay. This is actually a fairy and flying type, despite what you may think, and it is specifically made to counter dark types. Not to mention that I can also kind of kill Nice Cut G, who's fighting and fairy. Oh, we actually kind of may be screwed here. The reasoning behind that is that Freddy is actually the first trainer who is not using just mixed EV Pokemon. He actually has a full team built around EV training and good natures. If you are struggling in Clover at Snoop, congratulations. This is where the big dogs come out. Let's try for Shell Trap, or not Shell Trap, Shadow Ball. Astolfo 69 really is an improvement. Yes. Alright. He withdrew his Gay. And he sent out his Tripsius. This thing is horrifying. Tripsius is a sweeper and a half. This thing is a mixed sweeper that usually packs Skill Link and many multi-hit moves. We are immediately setting up Shell Trap. As you can see right there, though, it has Life Orb. This thing is powerhouse. If you let it just sit there with its Life Orb and just never really die. So your main bet is stalling it out and hitting it with something quite hard. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I need to Shadow Ball you. Ah, crit. Well, if we lose here, that's okay, because our team wasn't exactly the best. Tit Muffins, you get in there. I have no hope for Tit Muffins to survive anything. I am shocked Tit Muffins survived that. My whole game strategy, usually when I fight Freddy, is thiefing away that Life Orb onto something that can use it. For example, Tit Muffins gets thief, use it on Tit Muffins. Gay here, terrifying to me, so I'm going to try and Flamethrower, probably won't get off like that, and die. I am not going to win this battle, I believe. Seeing as our only Pokemon left is Minecraft, and Minecraft can basically only do Ice Beam. And here's Freddy's last Pokemon, Lossalif. Yeah, we are not winning. Oh god. Unless it was like some freak thing where we got a freeze and a crit in the same turn, we are not winning. His Lossalif will use Wish a lot. This thing basically is a PP stalling monster. How can you get around this thing? Well, you can send out Big Booty Goffgf on it, or you can just kind of get lucky and kill it in other ways. Burning helps, because it's the only status that you can really afflict it with that's annoying. You can try knock off, because I believe this thing holds leftovers. But yeah, as you can see, folks, this is kind of a dead-in-the-water battle. Yep. We'll cut back to if anything really exciting happens between the battle between the two walls. It turns out that Minecraft was so weak that he died. Oh well. We're gonna go with a really stupid idea. We're actually gonna get rid of Hydro Pump for Snatch. It'll be explained why if we end up in another stalemate between Minecraft and Lossalif. And a nice choice band instead of the Expert Belt to Big Booty Goth Girl. We're also gonna lead with Nice Cut G instead of Big Booty Goth GF. And that's because I believe that Nice Cut G might actually get Gay out first, and I would like to attack it with Cut. What are you leading now with Freddy? His Alamao still. I think that he always leads with this now that I think about it, because it is his screen setter. No problem with us, though. This is where the problems come in.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Ah, he baited us. Let's see if Cross Poison not do it. I'm wearing the choice band, I gotta remember that. And Dazzling Gleam was also cursed. Minecraft levels up. Wifeman. Your aura spheres did nothing to us. Quite literally, basically. He's gonna try and set up Calm Mind with his Wifeman. This is actually his go-to strategy because his Wifeman is holding the Twisted Spoon. We actually are just literally going to let this thing set up, I think. The only other thing that we could do is let Big Booty Goth Girl switch in, but it's gonna use aura sphere if we do that. And I'd rather we take down him a bit. There we go. Freddy didn't see it coming when we just kind of switched into obvious. Tip Muffin's leveled up. Let's see who will win between Freddy's Lost Lift and Big Booty Goth Girl. Come on. Holding a choice band. That is all that she can do. On the bright side, she's steel type. As Freddy did say, fat bottom girls, they make the rockin' world go round. So of course big booty goth girls are going to destroy Freddy. Oh! Oh! The DBZ! With skills like that, you won't be a rock star. You will be a legend. I'm honored to confer upon you the Queen Badge. Here, take this too, darling. TM04. That fabulous move is Calm Mind. It boosts your special stats and puts your opponents under pressure. Yeah! Now we get to talk about the part of, why did we take the break? Oh boy, that's gonna be fun to explain. But I guess while we're on the way, you know what I can explain to you all? That I always find funny? Is that there's a popular misconception that Freddy Mercury is gay when he's actually bisexual. Very neat to me that that's always the misconception. Anywho, we're about to the part where I need to explain. We'll cut to when I'm at the actual part, but for right now we're just gonna heal and stuff. Meanwhile, off the camera, and like literally for weeks, I spent a lot of time grinding up Pokemon from Wonder Trade to use as our new back in the reserves, basically. All of these Pokemon are IV bred, and will soon be EV trained too. There is a lot of Pokemon to choose from here, but we have to talk about literally all of them. Yep. So yeah, we'll cut to every single Pokemon basically in their own little bit.
Here we go!
The first and most obvious is Psynaut. Yep. This thing. What's actually really good about Psynaut is you may not see it right now is the thing, but this thing is a actually pretty great tank with a water immunity if it has dry skin and solid special attacks. It hasn't evolved yet, so it does seem a little weak, but when it evolves, it actually becomes a decent Pokemon. I also want to clear the air about something because I tried it multiple times, and I couldn't get it to work. I believe Psynaut does not actually learn U-turn by breeding. It might learn it by tutoring, but not breeding. I tried to breed it with U-turn and had no luck. I would love to be proven wrong. Next is Ormite. Ormites signal to each other with quick flashes of light. They like to feed on different kinds of rocks. And this is a rock and electric type that is a very slow but very powerful special attacker. Jewelry is an ability that we heard about, and it's pretty nice. It actually is a really good way to make up money if you don't feel like going grinding Chompest. And granted, you have to get this little guy from Wonder Trade through Virus Stall. Virus Stall live deep in caves where they hunt for bioluminescent prey to recharge the glow of its crystal body. This thing is the thing of your nightmares. Unfortunately, special defense and speed are not wrong. Special defense is on the left, speed is on the right. So this thing is a very slow special attacker. Slower than Golem. So basically, yeah, if you want this thing to be a fast special attacker, pack Rock Polish. The reason that we are going to end up using this thing, besides the obvious fact of it will literally destroy everything it touches, is because I looked at it, and I realized that we lacked electric types. And when I was on Wonder Trade, I got the very rare chance of getting this thing, and had to breed it up to get an Ormite that was good enough for the team. Eplora. Eplora are very vulnerable to parasites. They face extinction because they can't move fast enough to save their own lives. Yeah. That's backed up by the fact that this is one of the slowest Pokemon in all of Clover with 5 speed, and also packs slow start. So basically take that 5 speed and cut it in half. This is one of the slowest Pokemon to ever exist. Not only that, but with a Bug and Steel typing, you'd think it'd be good. But that speed is only good in Trick Room, and then it's got slow start to back it up. Granted, slow start does not affect special attack, which means that it's just very slow. But yeah, maybe wait till this little guy evolves with the upgrade. Patayan. Patayan are fed up with being preyed on by people, and became aggressive and attacked en masse. This little grass and dragon type becomes a great physical sweeper, although you wouldn't really guess it by that speed. It is slow to start, but otherwise, this little guy is actually going to become a very great threat that in the post-game is actually seen a lot. Especially because of his Tough Claws ability. If you get this little guy from Wonder Trade, my greatest recommendation is you breed him up to be Jolly and have the Ground Gem so he learns Drill Run. Skeletrol. This is actually my favorite one that I received over Wonder Trade. It's often found poking its head out of burial sites to scare tourists. They don't have any friends. Skeletrol is actually kind of unique. It evolves into 2 different Pokemon, and although it is in a region of Fochun, we can't get there yet. So we had to get a really rare chance of it showing up in Wonder Trade. Now, he may be mixed and defensive, but his 2 different evolutions as I was saying, his 2 different evolutions lead you to kind of want different ones. One is a defensive special attacker, so we have a calm nature on this one, and we made sure to give it Moonlight by having it hold a Moonstone during breeding, to make sure that it could have a good recovery. The other is a super powerful physical sweeper. Now, you may be familiar with Golurk from original Pokemon, and that thing feels a lot like what this will become. To get the defensive one, you want to evolve it with Friendship. To get the defensive or the offensive one, you want to evolve it with a Moonstone. I'll repeat once more. With this one that is defensive, you want Friendship. And with this one that is offensive, you want a Moonstone. They're kinda nice. Now we have Gnark. They play their small size in their favor when they raid cruise ships, pickpocketing unassuming tourists. This guy's a little simple. He's kind of like a water starter, and all he really wants to do is have high attack and high speed. He's very basic physical sweeper. When he evolves is where he gets complex. So we'll talk about that later, but most important is that this thing actually becomes quite horrifyingly strong. There is a good reason why, and it is specifically its final evolution. So again, when we reach that, we'll talk about it. For now, just know that this little guy loves to be jolly, not adamant. And next we have MLG. MLG may look cute and friendly, but it hates almost everything and will wreck your mom tonight. Besides being basically the description of every Modern Warfare lobby that you've ever seen, this is a mixed attacker. It has pretty good, stats for being such a mixed attacker, and it's comparable to Talonflame when it's fully evolved. Specifically, its hidden abilities do help it, and breeding it definitely is a huge plus. Tutor moves later will also make it much better. But for now, this can be a really good Pokemon. Caterpillar, well, it's kind of a neat bug type. Caterpillar's skull face is actually its backside stretched out to scare predators. Its real head is tucked away. So, yeah, off the bat, you're kind of looking at this guy and you're probably like, oh yeah, he's probably a bulky physical attacker, right? You would be completely wrong. In all reality, this Pokemon runs better as a bulky special attacker with high special defense. Caterpillar is meant to throw you off. It really does love, though, being fully evolved with a calm nature and its hidden ability of Grassy Surge. And you'll see why when we inevitably get the full evolution of this little guy after I breed him up. Ebonying. It is said that an Ebonying is born every time someone puts ketchup in their fridge. So I guess my family, makes a lot of Ebonings, but more important is that we actually were almost going to use this little guy for Freddy's gym. However, it was decided that we wouldn't because he's a physical sweeper, and we had 2 physical sweepers on the team already for Freddy. And yeah, Prankster is his huge thing though. This little troll guy gets a lot of annoying moves. Especially if you breed him. If you get the Toxic Orb, this guy is horrifyingly strong. I would say that if you have the Toxic Orb and you get this guy over Wonder Trade, go breed him with the Toxic Orb. It will be awesome. Upvote. At first, people thought Upvote could speak French, but then they realized it was simply incapable of normal thought. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. We got Upvote, and I looked at it. I really did. And I thought it was Psychic and Electric type. When it evolved, at least. Then I realized it was completely useless because it only gets plus and minus as abilities, unless I use a hidden ability on it. So our single Dream Pill on this. Yeah, no. If you are for some reason hellbent on running this thing when we see mostly single battles, it is good as a calm nature tank that supports. It can barely fight on its own. Flipbird. Flipbird are wimps who avoid confrontation. They secretly wish for great biceps. Don't we all, little buddy? These are actually the really speedy physical attackers. When they evolve, they do lose a bit of speed, but they get better abilities to boot. Yeah, Defeatist and Kenai. Oh, yeah, those are great. I really was begging for those. Normal and Flying type also doesn't sound promising, but these little guys will become a lot better when they evolve. If you want to get one, I would recommend Adamant or Jolly. I also recommend that you kind of breed some moves onto it. They're much better with moves bred on them. Pionome! Yeah, this is a thing, alright. It likes being the center of attention. It crafts big bombs from scraps to intimidate other Pokemon. Yeah, when you're thinking of Steel-type sweepers, this is probably the first thing that comes to your mind. Intimidate is nice, I will say. Along with the fact that it has 135 attack and 115 special attack. If this thing holds a Choice Scarf, it's basically awesome. The main problems for me when I was deciding if I wanted to use this thing or not was I have a lot of sweepers. It is true Mono Steel is a great defensive typing, but at the same time, even that feels kind of meh. That leads us into quite literally the Pokemon I really wanted to talk about because it is one of my favorites in Clover. Dosi. Every Dosi is completely original and unique. They are engineered in the basements of people's homes. Dosi may not look like much. He looks speedy and defensive. This is not great sounding. And you may be like, eh. But remember, Mono Steel typing is never bad. He may be a little weak in the attacking departments, but he gets a lot of signature moves. A couple that we can show, I think. Let me actually look some up. So it turns out that most of Dosi's moves that are like really, really good are kind of locked behind level 70. Which is a problem, because that's a really, really high level. However, there is also the fact that this little guy, he gets a little move, you know, called Shadow Force. If you breed him with a Ghost Gem, and that's enough to automatically make me say, yeah, I like him. He also gets other moves that are kind of unique, but we haven't seen them yet, and some of them are really good and locked behind Pokemon that have to be extremely high level to learn them. But when we get to them, we'll get to them, I swear. The one that I would really like to mention is level 48, he learns Batty Bad. Awesome. Kickapple! Kickapple love forcing people to eat its icing. They keep force-feeding them until the victim vomits or gets diabetes. Oh yeah, this little special attack, or not special attacking, physical attacking fiend has very high HP and special defense, grass and fairy typing, and Sweet Veil or Aroma Veil. This thing is a beast. It may look cute and adorable, but as its Pokedex entry will have you believing, it can do some damage. You may remember this one from when we fought Little Bro, Baloo-Fang. Despite the fact that they are somewhat weak, they've caused great calamities during history. And now we actually get to see the stats. I often compare Baloo-Fang to basically the joke that is obvious. It's a lot like a better Drifblim. Especially since its packing Aftermath is a ghost balloon and has the defensive nature. It is a lot like Drifblim, but buffed. As we use this thing, you will see it is basically a better Drifblim. And next up we have Edgy Lamp. Edgy Lamp were imported into the Fochen as a light source. Contrary to popular belief, there is no genie inside of it. Nope, only fire. Edgy Lamp is a psychic and fire type, which is pretty neat. Flame body, also neat. And, you know, psychic and fire are good special attacking types, so it's always good to have this thing have a special attacking nature, like Modest. I have a really good thing to tell everyone after we talk about its evolution. Ruse Lamp. Ruse Lamp has a deep hatred for Tuniking. It feigns being friendly, then zaps him with its cable hands. Well, we don't know what a Tuniking is, but we do know that Ruse Lamp is incredibly strong. Yeah. 125 special attack is awesome. Combine that with a psychic and electric typing, and then combine that with Illuminate's buff. This is one of the only Pokemon that learns Illuminate, has Illuminate, and has Zap Cannon too. Not only that, but it's a stab Zap Cannon, so it basically is like, if you don't miss Zap Cannon, this thing will murder you. Think about Compound-Eyes Galvantula and how powerful that thing is. Now remember that this guy is a little stronger, and he's also got Psychic typing to boot. He's pretty awesome. Fla. Fla is a very emotional Pokemon. For every moment of intense passion, it crashes down into doubt. As much as I relate to this little flea, we gotta talk about him. First off, fast. Second off, that is an awkward attack stat, but don't worry, that gets better. Flaw also has pickup, and I may not have bred up a Flaw yet, but when we do, its evolution will be the real talking point of it. We ended up not using this Pokemon, so we're just gonna talk about it now. Araketsu. When prey falls into its web, it cuts them in half. It is very controversial among certain anime fans. Yeah, the reason I didn't use this thing was I just don't like it. That's really it. It's bug dark. It's a decent physical attacker, actually, if I remember right. And it's just kind of boring. It doesn't really bring much to the table. Anything its evolution can do, other Pokemon also do. So it kind of is, like, awkward to keep it. This translates perfectly into our next Pokemon, Pfeffefion. Pfeffefion travel around the world, bullying any sad rog they encounter. When not pissing them off, they like to sunbathe. Oh god, I love this guy. He's a bug and ground type with really good special attack, and an alright speed stat to back it up. His defense is the real talking point along with his special attack. And also his abilities, Heat Proof and Sand Veil. Heat Proof basically means you now resist fire, and Sand Veil means that you are a Sand Team user. This Pokemon actually gets some really neat things in the future if you use the hidden ability pill on it. Specifically with Heat Proof, I believe. It is a very neat Pokemon to use, and later in the game, we will probably see this thing be used a lot, and I'm excited for it. You may be thinking that we would immediately talk about Sadrog, but nope, we got Jerkle instead. Jerkle are small Pokemon that always huddle onto a rock, often making them sticky. They stay like this for a lifetime. Yeah, these rock and psychic types are really neat. There's been some rock special moves added to Clover, but more importantly is that this thing is actually a decent user of rock polish, especially with Aftermath and Sticky Hold. And it's high defense to boot. It also can make a decent rock polish life orb because of its high HP. And as you would imagine, well, It's good for other things, too. Specifically packing water spout. For obvious reasons. Then there's Shiraman. Shiraman disguises itself as a person, then flips around to expose its hazel eye. Its mouth also serves as an anus. Yeah, so when I needed to describe this thing, right? I really didn't know how. It has high HP, and the stats kind of go down in a nice scale until it reaches speed where it just drops down suddenly to 64. It's just a Pokemon. The reason that we're using it is basically because I found it really funny. But also because its Psychic Fairy typing is actually useful for things later. Nutjobber is always screaming. Now that we're over screaming. Nutjobber itself is kind of a neat Pokemon. When it evolves with friendship, it becomes a lot better. Most important is that ability, Madman, which we will go talk about right now. Madman means that any contact moves may confuse the target. That can get really interesting later. Most notably is that if Nutjob has Bite, for example, that means that you have a chance of flinching or a chance of confusing. It's kind of awesome. Spargle. I don't know where to start with this Pokedex entry, so let me try and read it for you all. Implying the burger fucking Eben meme. What the fuck? Cannot stop laughing. Sparkle is a really decent physical attacker with high HP and high speed. Notably, when it evolves, it has very high attack for a fairy type. It also packs some good abilities. And that cry. That cry. Waste Not. Oh my god, this thing I can talk so much good about it. Waste Not live in a close-knit community. If anyone outside the group suggests something, it's automatically disregarded. So, what good can I speak about it then? Well, how about that special defense and attack? That steel poison typing is only weak because of its bad defense, if you can believe me. Any earthquake will kill Waste Not, but an earth power might actually not do much. High horsepower does exist in this game, and it is punished by iron barbs. That is a very nice change. And I gotta say, this thing gets Toxic Spikes and Slack Off as level up moves. The one thing that Waste Not really does end up struggling with is Psychic types, which can be fixed by teaching it Crunch. Consumer are able to see in all directions with their multiply. Simply touching it can give you all the cancers. Not just one of them, all of them. This defensive poison type has kind of a bad idea. It just kind of has high HP, good defenses, an alright attack, and bad speed. It can punish Leech Seed users, I guess, with Liquid Ooze. And Mono Poison, being only weak to Psychic and Ground, is not too bad. The real bad parts come in the fact that it has not many good resistances. This Pokemon could definitely be better. And hey, remember we talked about Snuffit? Yeah, we're gonna eventually use this little guy. I don't believe I read his Pokedex entry though, so once popular in the Snuffins show, they quit and went on a rampage due to not getting enough dope. And then we finally get to talk about Big Moody Goth GF, Grimdak. Grimdak's soul is forged by the sins of the living. A single glare from its eyes can engulf an Indian elephant in hellfire. It's a really good sweeper. It is a suicide lead sweeper, funnily enough. And my favorite part is it has Moody. We have Cursed Body on Big Booty Goth GF, but Moody is even better. This thing's positives definitely outweigh the negatives, especially that dark and steel typing. And I will say this because I find it incredibly funny. You can read right there that it says it can engulf an Indian elephant in hellfire, but Grimdak actually learns no fire moves. Not even Will-O-Wisp, the edgiest fire move. We also got Randomix. Randomix exhibits strange, incoherent movements, as if being controlled by an outside force. So you may or may not believe it from looking at the stats right here, but Randomix is actually a pretty good physical attacker when it fully evolves. Especially since it has Regenerator. That is the main draw for using this Pokemon for me, was Regenerator. Granted that Clover doesn't have Flip Turn, but I bet that, like, the 1.3 update could add that easily. And make Randomix one of the most powerful Pokemon known to man. I really like this little guy. Keyboom. Keyboom occasionally come to beach shores to observe people. If frightened, they will explode. You ever hear of a little Pokemon called Pyukumuku? This is like its more aggressive cousin. Keyboom is basically Pyukumuku, but all of the moves that are like meant to stall you are instead explosions. Yeah, it's kind of bad. It does evolve, and does get some new moves from that, but it's kind of the same gimmick. Prizu is a really good Pokemon. Prizu always delays any plans it has. This frustrates any Pokemon that try to cooperate with it. This electric type is based off of Satoru Iwata, and as you can tell, it is a pretty good defensive Pokemon. It is slower than the rest, and definitely has some punishment for hitting it. And it may not seem appealing at first, but please, understand. You want to wait for it. A rushed Pokemon is never a good Pokemon. We also got Warney. The main reason we aren't using it right now is because Warney doesn't really give anything to us that we really want. It doesn't look like it, but it will become a really good physical attacker. I also forgot to read Warney's Pokedex entry. Warney like to occupy their time by moderating their habitat for troublemakers. They do this for free. And then there's AccuFront. AccuFront can accurately predict the weather that is happening when it makes its predictions. So, this is actually a buffed cast form. Like, I'm not even joking. This thing is literally just buffed cast form. You ever, like, look at a Pokemon, you go, man, I really wish that was buffed. Well, Clover finally delivered by making cast form buffed. Is it any good? Yeah, it's alright. It doesn't have a Sandstorm form for anyone wondering, though. And then we have Militant. Militant was discovered when Pokemon started fainting without explanation. Investigations showed multiple ant bites. This hilariously small Pokemon, as you can tell, is basically a bullet. It is incredibly fast, it hits incredibly hard, but outside of that, does absolutely nothing else. A bug and poison typing is also solid, and Steelworker means it basically has 3 types. Or, well, 3 stabs. But, yeah, I would use this Pokemon if you just hate the idea of your opponent getting a lead on you. And fun fact, we will be using it. Next we have to talk about Sadrog. Sadrog's constant state of depression was proven to be linked to its atrocious attempts at courting a mate. That's a feel. I'd like to point out its weight first, and then I'd like to continue. Sadrog definitely doesn't look like it. But this Pokemon wants to be brave. It wants to do a lot of physical damage, but not sacrifice low speed. It is basically the most ridiculous physical attacker. If you can use it right. You will eventually see why this Pokemon is so good if you end up getting it. And you end up IV training it and EV training it. Hodtog. Considered a delicacy long ago, it is now a common pet for Chads. Hodtog seems very similar to a certain Pokemon. That's right, it is basically a Charmander clone. It is hilariously going to evolve eventually. And you'll kind of see that its whole line does a whole joke about being a Charizard clone. And yeah. Basically everything that applies to Charizard applies here. Even funnier is this little guy right here doesn't look like it. But one day, he may even become a powerful dragon. Last off, we need to talk about Honrad. Honrad spent years working on one sword, folding it 1,000,000 times, making it the finest blades known to mankind. And yeah, that holds true because Honrad legit has 130 attack stat, and that is not even the best part. Blade Master is. Granted, Justified sounds good because if you can get a sucker punch off on this Honrad, congrats. Your enemy has made the worst mistake they have ever made. However, most enemies are smart enough to know not to touch Honrad with anything dark type, because obviously it is going to kill them if it does. Honrad itself, though, if I can just be generous to show you all. Honrad itself, though, usually does pack a beast of an attack stat. I bred up Nice Cut G for so long that it actually did feel like I was making his blade. I'm pretty sure that his only bad stat is actually special attack. And as you can see, that's lowered. Other than that, we want to pay attention to any move that doesn't cut. So for example, Play Rough. It will deal a lot less damage. Unfortunately, if I remember correctly, there's no fairy moves in Clover that cut. So Play Rough is basically his best fairy stab. Otherwise, for fighting stabs, he does get a lot of options, but we didn't have one that was good at the moment. I don't have a list of every move that gets affected by Blade Master, unfortunately. But from what I remember right, any move that says slashes or has a high crit ratio in like cut or slash in the name, it basically will get a buff from Crit Master. If I am wrong, I will put it up on screen if I can find a list. Now let's meet some of the Pokemon that we are going to inevitably use. Here's Trainer Tips, Sugar Daddy, Leela, who is named after my friend Leela, Cock Gobbler, who I know that it sounds like it is, but it is not named after Emmy, Yopsav, who is named after my friend Yopsav, Queen Bobby, Cuban Pete, Tig Bitties, Bada Boom, Captain Crunch, Copium 13, Swamp Souls, Bite Key, Poop Boob, Karma C, Llama Obama, My Nuts, Fat Cheeks, Giganto Pee-Pee, Big Shot, Lost King, Smart Fella, Nacho Libre, Little Pants, Big Shirt, Scary Balloon, Passion Wear, Meta Savior, and Self-Image. There are others that will be coming. As you can probably tell, the box labeled here has some other Pokemon that we were yet to talk about, such as Sonanos here. Sonanos is a really powerful physical attacker with high defense and HP, but we're not going to use it at the moment because we don't really need it. There's also Mirrorstein. This Steel and Ghost type has generally good abilities for being defensive. We weren't going to use it at the moment because we didn't need it. And some Pokemon like Cloudcat even, who we got through extensive Wonder Trading. As you can see, we've Wonder Traded a lot. We've even received some Pokemon that we didn't talk about today, such as Ketchup here. And we even received some Pokemon that we did have, but were better. You may also see that some Pokemon are named certain things. For example, this Gnark is named P. That is because he was used in breeding. What else do I need to show off now that I think about it? Ah yes, and we even had a Fantash at one point. For a very specific reason that I hate. And we also managed to get the Penis Rare Zoombini. This is a 31 IV Blabos. It is ridiculously overpowered. Other than that, that's all I had to show off today. Oh wait. And our addition to the Hall of Shame of Baba Booey, this Miasmer, who we caught off screen, who... I'll just go show you his IVs. As if this thing's gentle nature wasn't enough. HP of 22. Attack of 8. Defense of 0. Speed of 30. Special attack of 8. Special defense of 21. Decent overall. When I caught that thing, and I went to check it, I legit nearly cried. My tears aside, let's get on to ending the episode finally. Because if I remember right, this episode has been going on for a while. we need to actually get to the next gym, too. Or to the next Team Karma plot. Apparently, he went down this route that was downward from Parax Town. So I guess we're heading there next. We'll see you all next time. Be safe, and have a good night.